The Vision High School Sports Beat is brought to you by the 9 locally owned Vision Automotive Group dealerships from Buick, GMC, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, Hyundai, Kia, and Nissan, with locations in Webster, Henrietta, Greece, Penfield, Fairport, and Canandaigua. Online at visionauto.com. Hello everyone, and thanks for joining us at the Vision Automotive Group's High School Sports Beat. I'm Bill Pucko. Every week at this time, we take a comprehensive look at sports in Monroe County. In Section 5, we begin with our honor roll of high school teams. Actually, this week it's going to be high school systems. At number 3, we have Honeoye Falls Lima High School. The 11-8 Cougars won the Class C Girls Lacrosse Championship. Caitlin Muir scored 3 goals in a win over Penn Yan. The Cougars also won the Class A Baseball Crown, defeating Brighton in the final 14-6. HFL was 15-9 and scored 45 runs in its 4-game run through sectionals. At number 2, Pittsford. The combined Mendon and Sutherland teams won boys and girls lacrosse crowns. Maddie Miller got the overtime game winner against Penfield 7-6. The Panthers went 17-2. The boys doubled up, also beating Penfield in the championship game 11-6. They went 18-1. And at number 1, Victor High School. Like Pittsford, the Blue Devils won both girls and boys lacrosse titles. The boys went undefeated at 20-0. T.D. Ireland was amazing. He won 17 out of 18 face-offs in the first half of a 20-8 win over Webster Thomas. The 16-3 girls also beat Thomas 10-7 in the final. Alyssa Free scored 3 goals. And the softball team made it 3 with a double-A crown in a rout of Webster Schrader. Sophomore Sammy Torlish had 4 hits in the last 2 victories. So how does Victor do it? Well, for the lacrosse teams at least, in a story we ran back early this spring, Victor owes it to the pipeline. Lacrosse for almost as far as the eye can see. This was Lacrosse Fest, Victor style, and these days nobody does it better.
It's exploding. We have in the youth program, we have about 225 kids on the boys' side alone, from kindergarten to 6th grade. That doesn't include the scholastic, that's modified and up. And it's growing every year. It's a constant influx of kids. Everybody's trying it. A lot of kids at this age still do, they'll do baseball, they do soccer, they do lacrosse, they mix it up, but in total we have a large population and growing, probably the largest in Monroe County as far as youth is concerned.
Here they start them young.
Passing and catching is big. Picking up ground balls, learning the game, learning the fundamentals. It's really all it's about. Having fun mostly.
You know, it's just said, boy, that's early to get kids started in organized sports. What do you think?
It's never too early. And it's organized, organized sports. We're not forcing them to do anything. We're just having fun. So the organization is just getting a couple guys out here to kind of make sure they're doing the things right. We're not really trying to promote winning or losing. We're just trying to have fun.
From these humble beginnings is the foundation formed for the championship teams at Victor Fields at the high school varsity level. This is the real entry level. Do you feel like at this point, when you see the varsity team play with the success that it's had, that it's making a difference?
Yeah, absolutely. Some of the kids in the varsity program now started in the youth program, and you can tell the success that they're having up there is in direct impact in this program here. So.
Over in the stadium, the girls are performing admirably. The modified teams, representing the middle school, is playing impressively against Livonia. With the varsity and JV teams cheering them on from the sidelines. It's in terms of implementing a program, so you're at the very top here in terms of getting everybody on the same page. Does this help?
Yes, exactly. And we really want to get the kids excited and, get relationships with the older kids to, promote both of our programs.
It's actually really nice supporting them and watching them play and see that, oh, I was just that last year, and seeing how much I've changed from playing unmodified.
The Mods beat Livonia 16-2. Do you see that? I mean, do you spend some time imagining what it'll be like someday to play in the varsity game?
Yeah, I kind of want to I look up to them, so it's nice to see them there.
By the time the varsity teams, girls and boys, take the field in the evening, games on 7 fields over the course of a full day will have taken place, laying the foundation for the next generation of champions.
And shoot it, right?
Or you can pass it again.
Yeah, you're right. You can shoot it or you can pass it again. That's good. And how many passes?
I think this day is really important because it shows how good our programs is starting at the youth, and it builds up to the varsity. And I love how the succession goes. There's youth teams playing now, and at the end it'll show our varsity team. And it's important because everyone shows up this day. This is a big day. Everyone's watching.
Victor, or good game, Livonia! 1, 2, 3.
Good game, Livonia! Thank you, officials! We love you, fans! Way to go, Victor!
Both Victor lacrosse teams advance into the state Final Four with a combined record of 27-3. Championship week on a roll for individual athletes coming up. Kim joins us with Making the Grade later on in this program as the Vision Automotive Group's High School Sports Beat continues. Welcome back. Thanks for joining us. This is the Vision Automotive Group's High School Sports Beat, and I'm Bill Pucko. Time now for our honor roll of high school athletes on Championship Week. At number 3, Rush Henrietta's Sammy Watson, who reset 2 of her Section 5 track and field records at sectionals. Sammy lowered her marks in both the 400 and the 800 meters. At number 2, Webster Schrader tennis star Matt Gamble. Junior won his 2nd straight state tennis championship. Jordan Benjamin of HAC finished 3rd. We are now officially a tennis town. And at number 1, we have Henry Buchholz of the McQuaid baseball team, which won sectionals in Class AA. Buchholz pitched a no-hitter against Rush Henrietta in the championship game, struck out 16. The 20-3 Knights won that game 2-0. Which brings us to the west side, where earlier this spring, the running community really stepped up in support of Daniel's 5K. There is nothing so tragic as the death of a child. These people, this gathering of over 500 runners and volunteers on a cold April morning, paid tribute to Daniel Mislevechek.
He was our firstborn, and he developed metastatic melanoma at age 14, and we basically stopped our lives because the doctor said that your son is going to die of this disease. So we basically gave up everything we had, and we just spent the rest of the next 2 years making memories with our son.
I've been friends with Daniel for a long time, and I also played soccer with him. That's who I knew him most. And we'd been doing a lot of when he got ill, we'd been doing a lot of fundraisers that would kind of pick up money, at a time, like $500,000. And I was me and my dad were like, why don't we do a 5K for him? So that's when the idea came about. So me and him and another coworker of his, Joe McMahon, we all met one night and we kind of discussed it. And then this is where Daniel's 5K was born in 2006.
It's grown pretty well, hasn't it?
Oh yeah, I know. Every year it seems like more and more people come out, and it really warms my heart how much this race has grown over the last 10 years.
Daniel died in 2006, shortly after actually taking part in the first of these benefit races. This year's was the 10th annual, with a goal of raising $25,000 for the Golisano Children's Hospital.
Daniel was one of my best friends growing up, and I like being here, seeing his family, seeing all the support and the awareness that we're bringing out for melanoma, so hopefully nobody else has to go through something like we went through.
I am going to run. I am going to try to uphold my son's best time at 31 minutes, 53 seconds, and my goal is 30 minutes. I want to try to run this 5K in 30 minutes, which is just under a 10-minute mile, which is pretty hard for a 47-year-old man that's not in good shape.
Well, I'm not really racing. What I'm doing, I power walk, and they don't have a class for me. This class is just for runners. And so I'll just try to improve my time as a power walker.
Well, then you're going to win, right?
Well, that's right. I win by attrition. See, I'm 71, so there's not a lot of guys in my age group.
3, 2, go!
Dean Mislevechek is the track coach at Gates Chili High School. His kids attended Churchville Chili. Finding support from among those two school groups is easy. Almost every spring sport from each was represented here.
We were just debating on whether if we wanted to do it as a team or like individuals, but our team split up when we did it, but we just did it to have fun in a team bonding activity.
Cool. And did Dean have something to do with this? I mean, you knew the cause and it just seemed like a nice thing to do?
Yeah, because he had invited all the sports teams from our school to come and do it, so our lacrosse team decided it would be a good idea to come and support him.
Sponsorship is generous. Daniel's 5K has become very much a community event.
My husband runs all the time. He's a marathon runner, so I'm just trying to get off the sidelines and get into it a little bit, I guess.
And anytime you can run for a cause is kind of a plus, isn't it?
Big, and of course we're, our kids go to this school, so it's big for us. We're big into the running community, so I actually help sponsor the race, and of course, whenever I can, I run in it. I run in it about 5 times out of the 10 years.
The 5-kilometer course was laid out around Churchville Middle School and finished with a double loop around the track. Kip Tissia, a local runner of some renown, who won the Johnny's Running of the Green 5K on St. Patrick's Day, was the first to cross the finish line. You like cold weather racing?
Not really, but I didn't have any option today, so I just came out here and have fun.
Is it nice to race for a cause?
Yes. It's beautiful that these people put up this race in order to honor the Daniels and stuff like that. It's very beautiful.
There were other top finishers with ulterior motives.
I was 40 seconds faster than last year, and I enjoyed it. It was fun.
Nice. And then you pick up the sign, right?
Yeah. So that was the plan all along. I wanted to do like a promposal, they call it, and I figured we're both runners. It would be the perfect spot. So it was fun.
Well, okay, were you impressed by the gallantry here?
Of course. I knew he had something special planned, so I was really excited to see what it was going to be.
It was a day of fun, joy, and remembrance. A touching tribute that 10 years later continues to grow.
It's pretty amazing to see all of his friends grow up and see him live on. It's nice to be able to see everybody every year and to have this and to have the school remember him. It's really an honor to be able to have the school remember him so deeply and so kindly, I guess.
He was a man with wisdom way beyond his years, and he was very aggressive. He worked hard at everything that he did, and he just a one event. It's almost like the Lord knew his life was going to be short, so he lived a lot of life in just a few years, and really made an impact on a lot of people in just a short time.
Kim is next with Making the Grade. Later on, it's our Salute to the Season when the Vision High School Sports Beat continues.
Welcome back to the Vision Automotive High School Sports Beat. I'm Kim Burnson. It's time now for our Making the Grade segment where we honor high school athletes for their performance both on and off the playing field. This week, we turn to Hilton to honor Austin Metzger for making the grade. Captain of 2 varsity teams in his senior year, Austin knows what it means to be a leader. He's currently a shortstop and pitcher for varsity baseball and was named co-MVP of his high school's basketball team in the winter. He's also learned to share the spotlight on the field with his two brothers. You see, one of Austin's teammates also happens to be his twin brother, who's played basketball with him growing up. And this spring, another Metzger joins him on the field, this time his younger brother, who also plays varsity baseball. Before preparing for practice every day, Austin makes sure he first attends to his schoolwork. As a National Honor Society member, he has his hand in various after-school activities, and his involvement in International Club allows him to run different fundraisers throughout the school year. Outside the classroom, Austin's volunteer work keeps him involved in his church and community. He helps teach elementary school kids in Bible school and also spends time at St. Anne's Nursing Home coordinating activities. In the fall, Austin lends a hand in a well-known Hilton staple, the Apple Fest, where he's worked every year. For the role he plays in his community and leadership on the field, this week Austin Metzger is making the grade. If you have an idea for our Making the Grade segment, we want to hear from you. You can contact us at info@classywolf.com with your nominations. Now here's Bill with a look at our Section 5 calendar.
There are 4 sports left to crown state champions. They play the state girls golf championships Friday through Sunday at the college course at Delhi. Pittsford freshman Lena Kaufman leads the local contingent who compete locally in the fall. The state track and field championships take place in Albany Friday and Saturday. The event takes place at the University at Albany campus. The softball championship games are Saturday at Morneau Park in South Glens Falls, and they'll crown the baseball champions Saturday in Binghamton, and then that is that. Our salute to the spring sports season when the Vision Automotive Group's High School Sports Beat continues. Welcome back. Thanks for joining us. This is the Vision Automotive Group's High School Sports Beat. I'm Bill Pucko. It is time now for photojournalist Jeff Barron to shine with his salute to the spring sports season. Thank you once again for watching, and we'll see you next week.
Let's just start from the basics, 'cause you know how much I hate this, I can't take it anymore. But if one thing is for sure, is that you can't trust anyone anymore. Like I should be one to talk, I should probably just walk myself away from this one. Tell me, is it easier to forgive or forget, or have you already forgotten about me? Tell me everything, tell me what you need, and tell me what you see when you fall asleep and you're lost in a dream. Are you thinking of me? Tell me everything, tell me what you need. Tell me what you're thinking, tell me what you think of me. Do you think that we could ever be? We can start over, we can sure start over again. If you want to again, if you want to. Tell me what you're thinking, tell me what you think of me. Do you think that we could ever be? We can start over, we can sure start over again. If you want to again, if you want to. What if I said that I didn't care? What if I acted like you weren't there? Would you miss me or just forget about me? Just forget about me. Be all that I need to completely fall apart. Oh yeah, I'm falling apart, and I can't even let go, and I can't even get up. Tell me everything, tell me what you need, and tell me what you see when you fall asleep and you're lost in a dream. Are you thinking of me? Tell me everything, tell me what you need. Tell me what you're thinking, tell me what you think of me. Do you think that we could ever be? We can start over, we can sure start over